So you might be like me, you might have been a yes man, or maybe you are a yes man. So as a recovered yes man, someone who wants to please, someone who likes to help others and think that saying yes is in fact helping others, I would like to point out that you might not be seeing this as holistically as you could otherwise be seeing this issue. Saying no can actually be very helpful. In fact, if you are constantly a yes man, you are probably an enabler. You are probably not helping people grow and solve their own problems. And therefore, you're enabling bad habits. You're enabling, things that shouldn't be enabled, things that probably go against your values and your beliefs. But yet, your being a yes man is directly helping others at the cost of yourself, your energy, your time, your resources. So, a framing that has helped me to stop being a yes man is that everyone is nice. So, I say to myself, everyone's nice. Nice is not good enough. Nice isn't a reason why I would need to say yes to them, right? They might have a beautiful smile, they might have asked in a really nice way. It doesn't mean that I have to say yes. In fact, a lot of con men, a lot of charlatans are going to be very friendly, very nice to you. They're going to, buy you stuff and give you gifts and all that other things that kind of make you feel good, make you feel like they are valuing you. But they could still be using you. So nice is not good enough. Nice isn't the determination of whether or not, I want you in my life. It's deeper than that. It's not as superficial as just being pleasant to be around. I want someone that is good to be around, but I want someone who challenges me, that helps me grow, that is actually in it providing mutual benefit. And so nice doesn't cut it. So when I meet people, right, they can be nice, they can be really nice, and I can enjoy being around them because they're nice and they're pleasant to be around them. However, I do not feel guilty in the sense that I need to then please them and do anything for them just because they are nice. Nice is not good enough. Nice is kind of a foundational requirement for anyone that I deal with. So, of course they'd be nice. But does it mean that they have the same morals and ethics that I do? Does it mean that they hold the same values to be true? Does it mean that they are after similar things and we can collaborate together? No, of course not. So, I had to learn this lesson the hard way. And I was a yes man. I wanted to say yes to family. I wanted to say yes to my partners. I wanted to say yes to my kids. But that didn't help them. And so, sure, they were nice. But I want to be nice and helpful. I want to be nice and have a positive impact on their life. And I want people around me who are also nice and that has a positive impact on my life. So if you're nice, but then you don't respect me, you don't value me, you're trying to use my insights, my energy, my resources in a way that doesn't actually help me and doesn't have a mutual benefit for both of us, well then nice is definitely not going to cut it. So here's a couple of situations. You meet a pretty lady and then she's really nice. Well, does that mean that you're going to date her or that you want her as your friend? Maybe not. You don't know anything about her, right? She's nice, she's polite, she talks nice, but that still doesn't tell you anything about it. Talk is cheap. How we act around strangers can be very different to how we act in closed doors. So someone might be acting nice. They might not be genuinely, someone of a good character that you want to be around. And so unless you delve deeper, unless you have a little bit of questioning, criticism, cynicism, unless you're actually a little bit more hesitant and a little bit more patient in jumping into relationships, jumping into friendships, then you're probably falling for this. Nice is good enough, and I'm letting you know that nice is not good enough. I married a nice girl. She completely screwed me over. So it wasn't good enough. I hired some nice people. They completely were not good for the job. And the more that I kind of excused their performance or their behavior down to the fact of like them being nice, the more that I got screwed over. The more that I was enabling, bad habits, incorrect assumptions, off me wanting to not be disliked, me wanting to, have nice people around me, and me not wanting to upset nice people. Well, it's situational, my friend. And they might be nice in this situation, they might not be nice in that situation. And what do you actually mean by nice? Do they just talk politely? Do they just what is it? So, nice is the base, a foundational base. It's not enough to go off for anything other than they're just nice. Like, everyone's nice. So, instead of being a yes man, I now have the framing that everyone's nice. Everyone's nice. Being nice doesn't mean that I have to say yes to you. Being nice doesn't mean that I have to feel guilty about not helping you. You can be nice all you want, that's good on you. I'm nice too. We're all nice. Everyone's nice. That's not an excuse for me to have to do anything or feel guilty about not helping when I genuinely can't help in a way that's authentic to me, in a way that makes me feel good about that I'm following my values and my ethics, and that I'm not enabling bad habits or anything like that. So nice is not good enough. Nice is the fundamental first step, but you need to add the other layers on top of the morals, the values, the ethics, their behavior. Talk is cheap. How do they behave? And in fact, I would say that you don't really know someone until you've seen them in a spectrum of emotions. So for the most part, when you go out on the streets or when you go out in public, everyone's nice. You're not going to really know how nice they are until they get upset, until they get frustrated, until they're in a stressful situation. And you can see their default habits coming out. And then you'll see people for who they truly are and see how nice they really are. And at the end of the day, I also think that being nice means being selfish. If you're not nice to yourself and you don't hold yourself accountable and are looking after yourself, clean air, fresh water, good food, exercise, looking after yourself, well then how nice are you? And so you have to be somewhat selfish to be nice. And so people who are nice but don't look after themselves, I'd probably say be careful. They're probably enabling. They're enabling themselves. They're not conscious of how they're nice is actually not very nice. This thought experiment that I said to with my family, I said most people would think that it's nice if I bought them like a cake every single day of their lives, right? Like it's a nice gift, and people don't generally say no to cakes or chocolate or candy or anything else like that. Freaking doctors give candy out, for goodness sake, with sugar in it, which we know has lots of negative health consequences. So a health professional giving out sugar, right? It's nice. Like, people like sugar. It's just like people like cake. So if I gave you cake or cookies or, sweet junk, you would probably think I'm nice. Well, if I gave you that every single day and you ate it every single day, you'd probably get diabetes, or you'd probably get really unwell and really wouldn't have a higher quality of life. Now, it might seem nice, I'm giving you cake, you like cake, but the end result isn't nice. You have an earlier death, you don't have the energy, you're feeling sick, lethargic, you have disease. So how is that actually nice? So when you go and you tell people like, hey, I could give you a cake a day and you'd probably think that's good, but it would kill you. And I'd ask my family this. And the members of my family saying like, yeah, like give me a cake a day, that would be freaking amazing. I say, but like, if you're eating a cake a day, that would make you really unhealthy and you'd probably die. So really, I could give you a cake a day as a way to being unnice. Now they said, yeah, sure, but I like cake, so that's actually nice. So then it got me thinking that, okay, well then really I can just be not nice to people that I don't like by pretending to be nice, right? Giving them cake, which is what they want, but which I know is not healthy for them. And they will gladly accept it, and they will gladly then think that they owe me something, right? Because, this guy's buying me cake every single day, like, I love cake and everything else. But really, I'm just manipulating them. I'm just making them unhealthy, lethargic, less energy, shortening their lifespan. How is any of that nice? But in their minds, it's nice. So in your mind, it might seem like the person's being nice, But are they really being nice? Nice would have to align with your values and morals and ethics. So if I want to live healthy, then them buying me cake every single day isn't really nice. They're going out of their way to destroy me. And it's with that understanding that I say, everyone's nice. Nice is not good enough. Nice is the very basic level to then move to the next, to then investigate why they're being nice. What is the values and morals that are shaping that niceness? Hope this helps. My name's Josh. Peace out.